I'm going to go over the odds in the study guide. I'm going to probably do it a little faster so you don't have so much to watch tonight. If it's too fast, just write down whatever you have questions about. We can talk about it before the test tomorrow. I'm planning on hopefully reviewing some anyways, so go ahead and bring those in to me. So let's just get started. Oops, let me do that. All right, so this is number 1. It says Arturo can run 1 3/4 mile in 1/4 hour. And so if we're writing a rate, since we're supposed to find a speed, that's a rate. Since we're writing a rate, we generally want to put whatever's after the per as our denominator. In this case, it's hour, so we're going to put the 1 3/4 on top, and then 1/4 is the denominator. We're going to be 1/4 hour. And if in doubt, like I said in class, usually you put your time, so hours in this case, as the denominator, if in doubt. And always, whatever's after per is your denominator. So once again, we're finding how much miles per every 1 hour. So that means we're finding the unit rate in miles per hour. And we've gone over it and over and over it. You guys know unit rate means you divide. So you're dividing, or hopefully you already did this, 1 3/4 divided by 1/4. And that would be 7. So his rate in miles per hour is 7 miles per hour. And we're done with number 1. Let's go on to number 2. So there were 7 inches of rain in 24 hours. What was the average amount of rain per hour? We actually did this as a warm-up, so you should have already have it somewhere, but just in case you've lost it, just remember that whatever comes after the per is what you want as your denominator per hour. So 24 for hours would be the denominator. So 7 inches. And then once again, if in doubt, I'm going to keep saying this because hopefully you'll remember it. If in doubt, put your time as the denominator. That's not always true, but if you don't know what else to do, usually you're going to be correct putting hours as the denominator. So 7 inches, 24 hours. And we need to once again find the unit rate of inches of rain per hour. So you're just going to, once again, to find unit rate, you divide 7 divided by 24. And you could write it as a fraction or a decimal. It kind of already is a fraction, so let's go to make it a decimal. It'd be 0.29, and it's your calculator when you do this is going to say 16666. So just round it 0.292 or 0.29. Either way would be fine, and it would be inches per. I'm going to go down to here so I don't run out of room. Hour. And on the test, if you wrote this as 7 over 24, as long as your fraction is reduced, in this case the fraction doesn't simplify, as long as you reduce, you can just write it as a fraction too. So either of these answers would be right. All right. Allison measures her plant every year. It's now 16 years old and measures 12 inches. What is the unit rate for plant growth per year? So whatever's after the per would be your denominator. In this case, years. So 16 is years, so I'm going to put that as my denominator. 16 years, put a Y. I don't want that confused with the variable, so I'm going to spell out years. 16 years, and that's 12 inches in 16 years. And you want to find out the unit rate growth of plant per year. So let's go ahead and put per year, and it would be, let's see, it's inches, so inches per year. And now all we have to do is put our number that we find here. So probably just go ahead and convert it to a decimal. If the other way to do it is just to simplify your fraction, because it does just simplify as a fraction. Let's just go ahead and convert it to a decimal, though. We're going to do 12 divided by 16. It'd be 75 hundredths of an inch. And the simplified fraction would be 3/4. So either of those answers would be fine. 3/4 inch per year or 75 hundredths of an inch per year. You're basically just dividing, and that gives you your unit rate. Every time it's asking about unit rate or how much per 1 year, that's a division problem. Even if it doesn't say even if it doesn't say unit rate, you know if it says per year, it means per every 1 year, which implies unit rate. CD Express offers 4 CDs for $60. And Music Place offers 75 CDs for $75 for 6 CDs. Which store offers the best buy? So you can't really tell immediately. Maybe you can. Some people can, but it's hard to because This is written with 4, that's written with 6. And on the test, if you had a question like this, you'd be expected to also write like the price, not just put 1 or 2, because then you have a 50% chance. You should really have more work shown to get this full credit on this one. So here's how you show that. Remember, we talked about if you have money and there's no other indication, you're generally going to put money at the top of your rate. So this is $60 for 4 CDs. And that's CD Express. Just put EX. All right, and then we have Music Place, MP. Their rate is $75, and that gives you 6 CDs. So to compare these, we need to find the unit rate. That's the easiest way to do it. We're just going to divide $60 by 4. And this is one of those cases where you don't want to write it as a fraction or anything because it's money, and money is generally written as decimal, in decimal form. So that'd be $15, and that'd be per CD. Each CD is $15 here. We're going to do the same thing here, 75 divided by 6, and that'd be $12.50. And if you did that, you should get 12.5. Since it's money, we're going to add that second 0 to make it 50 cents. Looks better. And so now that we found the unit rate, this is 15 per CD for this place, $12.50 per CD for this place. So the better buy is Music Place. So you're going to write Music Place is the better buy. Once again, though, on the test, you're going to be expected to show some of what you're doing here, not just put Music Place, but to show. And you could put Music Place or they have at $12.50 or something like that. Something to show that you've actually done some math too and not just guess between the two. And moving on, we are almost done. In 1 1/2 hours, Sebastian walked 4 1/2 miles. Find his average speed in miles per hour. So average speed per hour means unit rate for every 1 hour. So what we're going to do is, once again, hours come after the per. So put 1 1/2 hours. And then we have 4 1/2 here. To find unit rate, that's a 4 1/2. To find unit rate, we just divide. So you're going to divide 4 1/2 divided by 1 1/2. And that gives you 3. And let's go ahead and put 3 miles per hour. It's important to have those labels on here. And we're done with that one. And one more, 11. Okay, so she's making pillows for a life skills class. She bought 2 1/2 yards of green fabric and 1 1/4 yards of purple fabric. Total cost was $15 for the green, $8.50. Which fabric color is cheaper? So just like so many of the other problems we have, let's divide it up. We're going to have green here and purple here. I'm sorry, my writing's bad. I have a meeting coming up, so I'm trying to get done, not be late for my meeting. Sorry, hopefully you can read it. It says green and purple. So generally, like I said before, if you have money, most of the time that's going to be your numerator when you're doing a unit rate. And then let's see, it's $15 for the green, and that's 2 1/2 yards that you get. So there's our rate for the green, $15 for 2 1/2 yards. The rate for the purple is, well, for $8.50, you get, and you could leave off that last 0, but I'm going to put it because I'm afraid that'll confuse people if I don't. For $8.50, you get 1 1/4 yard. So once again, you can't really compare them as is because this is more than that. Yeah, it's more expensive, but you get more material. This is less expensive, but you get less. So we don't know which is the cheapest price. To find the cheapest price, we have to do exactly what we've been doing over and over again. We have to find the unit rate. So we have 15 divided by 2 1/2, and that's 6. So that's $6 per yard. I'm just going to write per yard here. And then it says per yard. And then we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to do $8.50, $8.50 divided by 1 1/4. And that's $6.80 per yard. Right. And this is an example of, like this was less money, but per yard, this was less money. And that's what really matters when you're trying to find which is cheapest. Not the overall price, but per yard, which one's cheaper. And it's this one. It's $6 for every yard here versus $6.80 per yard here. So the cheapest fabric per yard, which is what matters, is the green. Green is cheaper. And that's all of it. Please, like, whatever you have questions on, I'm sure there are some. I did this pretty quickly. Rewatch it if you need to, but also come in with questions. We have 2 days to do the test, so there's plenty of time to answer questions on Thursday before you start, so that you hopefully will do even better.